And so today we wish to talk to you about shadow. Shadow, shadow, shadow. The sticky, heavy pieces that maybe you consciously or unconsciously are avoiding. Your shadow is part of this human experience. Your shadow is part of being human. It's a very important piece of being human. It is the contrast that you experience through your expansion. And so know that the light that you seek, the lightness that you desire to feel, can only be met with equally the heaviness or stickiness that you are willing to embrace. And so notice or reflect upon the ways in which in your life you might avoid your shadow, the ways in which you might avoid the dark, the ways in which you might avoid the heavy stuff, the ways in which you might avoid the fears, the doubts, the pieces that feel uncomfortable. Because the more you choose to go towards the stickiness, the smoother you make it. That stuff, which is the human experience, is why your soul chose to come here. And it is actually through that human, heavy, loaded baggage that we carry sometimes that you find your greatest expansion. We say this time and time again, but this is the truth of it. In order to experience one side of the spectrum, you must be willing to also experience the other. And so often on the journey, one will want to expand to greater heights. One will want to experience more open freedom, go to the ethereal realm, expand into a greater spiritual awakening. And we're not saying this is necessarily a bad thing, but you also must understand that in order to expand, you must be willing to deepen into your human experience. You can only expand as far as you go deep within to the shadows and the depths of your humanity. And so notice the ways in which you might try to bypass this piece of the human experience. Notice the ways in which you might try to resist, fight, push away what is the actual magic, the things that you are most fearful of, the pieces that you are a little bit uncomfortable to visit, to explore, to tap into. Is there a fear there that you might get stuck in it? Is there a fear there that you might get lost in it? But the truth is, when you bring the light to the dark, you can never get lost. You actually find yourself. And so our invitation today is for you to be thinking about this piece in your life. Where might you be resisting the dark? Where might you be fighting the shadows that are showing up within you, recognizing that these heavier pieces, the darker elements, are actually inviting you more into greater expansion, more growth, a deeper understanding of who you are and the human that is within you. And the more that you are willing to go to these places, one, here's where you find your power. Here is where you remember the depths of your abilities. But two, here is where this experience becomes so much lighter. Because the more you are willing to go within yourself to see the dense, heavy pieces that are taking up space in you, in your body, the more embodied you will be of that higher frequency you so desire to experience. To expand, you must create space. To open, you must first deepen. Trust the darkness that shows up. It is always showing you where you can find your light.